Hi guys, welcome back. So in today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to join the bustier. In case you haven't seen the previous video, please check the link down below and you would see all the episodes. So I'm going right ahead to place pins on the bustier. So this is the center front and the side front. So as you can see, I'm placing pins on them to hold them tight. So from where I started placing the pin, so that's where I'm going to be stitching from. I'll start stitching from there to go upwards. So ensure your pins are tacked properly like so, and the next step is to sew them. So I've gone ahead to stitch the front. So as you can see, there's actually an excess at the top which I'm going to cut through. That's why it's always good to stitch from below before, when you're joining. So I'm just going to cut this out, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you. And so as you can see, I'm cutting this through, so try cutting it carefully in order not to cut through the already stitched garment. So I'm going to be doing that for the lining as well. So I'm going ahead to stitch the lining, and I'm just going to cut through the top part again like I did at the front of the bustier. So please check my previous videos on how to cut this bustier. And now we're back here, and the next step now we're just going to be cutting the back. So the reason is to ensure that you press it properly, so you have to trim some sides of the bustier, the joining, and in order for it to relax and rest on the body and of course on the bust. So I opened it like so, and the next step is just to press it. So I'm just going ahead to press it like so. So ensure that you press it properly. In case you don't have a ham, try to use something very close to it in order for you to have a very smooth press like I'm doing mine. So after that is done, I'll be doing that at the other side as well like so. So just watch closely and take note of how I am pressing it. I'm just going to be placing the lining on the top of the bustier like so, and I'm just going to be stitching at that top. But before that, I like to place my pins properly so that everything gets to align. I like to align like this. So ensure that your pin is literally entering that stitched part, and then you can actually stitch. So I'm just going to be stitching, and when I'm done, I'm actually going to stop stitch on the lining as well. So this is what you'll be usually doing at the back as well, just stitch and stop stitch. So here you can see I've done that, and I'm going to be pressing just that part of it. Please don't press the bust side. So I've gone ahead to fold it, and the next step now would be to join the back. So for the back, I just want to be marking out my darts on the fabric. So I placed the pattern on the fabric and used pin to hold it, so where I mark the point. So I'll be using a needle and thread. So as you can see, I've shown you where I want to be threading it. So I've done that like so. So I'm just going to be cutting this out. I can remove the pattern paper like so, and now the next point is just to mark the points on the fabric and also on the lining. But before that, I'm just going to be cutting out the thread, but try not to pull out the fabric so that the thread won't pull out when you haven't marked out the point. So I'm doing that like so, trying to bring it out carefully to ensure that the thread doesn't pull out before I mark it on the fabric. So I've gone ahead to mark the point, so you can feel free to remove the threads, and of course you can now stitch on it like I'm going to be doing eventually. So I've gone ahead to do that, and so I can actually remove the threads now. So ensure you know the intake of that you're going to be using to stitch. So of course you're going to be taking a 1/4 inch from the top and also 1 inch down. So as you can see it on the pattern, you can see that I've taken out the measurement. So ensure you do that like so, and then you can actually stitch out that. And then I'm going to be showing you how it looks like when I am done. So ensure you stitch it like so. So I've gone ahead to stitch the dart, and the next part is that I'm just going to be joining the lining at the top and stitch half inch on both sides and press it, and I'll show you how it looks like. So I've gone ahead to stitch at the top. So this is the top literally, and I've pressed it. So I'm going to go to the zipper side. I'm going to turn it like so and stitch half inch. So ensure you stitch half inch there for the zipper on both sides, and I'll be showing you how that looks like. After that is done, so I'll be placing the front and the back together and stitching them on both sides half inch like so. So I've gone ahead to do that, and the next step is for me to do the French seam way. So I've stitched both the front and the back, and I'm cutting the sides like so. So now that I've joined them like so, so now I'll be taking the measurement. So as long as you drafted it the proper way, obviously you're just going to be having like 2 inches, so 1 inch on both sides. So now that I've figured out the measurements, I'm just going to be stitching 1 inch on both sides. So I'm going to be marking out the points how I want to stitch it. So this is how I'll be marking that out. So ensure that the markings are properly done. So mark at the bust and of course at the waist side, and then you can actually stitch. Guys, in case you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And here, this is the final look, and the next step is to stitch the skirt and the top together. And see you in my next video. Bye.